What is he doing?
Now that's an epic victory royale.
Oh my gosh. I gotta get out of here. Run! What are you doing?
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be unboxing and giving my first impressions of the Rift S. Now I just picked this up and I'm really excited because I really like getting more into this Oculus type environment because I like the Oculus Quest so much. And if you guys saw my review just a few weeks ago actually when it came out, I picked it up. I really enjoyed it. That was my first video on this channel, but now I am going to be checking out the Rift S. Now this isn't going to be my official review. I'll make that probably a week or more later just so you can get my more in-depth thoughts, but we are going to be unboxing this real quick and we're going to get into the action. I'm really excited for this. This headset, from what I've heard, is pretty good for the price. Now, comparing it to the Valve Index, which I bet a lot of you guys are looking at a bunch of videos just like me, trying to figure out what headset should we buy because there's so many options. Should I get the Valve Index? I know that's a little bit more expensive, but it's premium. Or should I go with the Rift S? And that has the Oculus Store, and it has really good screen and lenses, but it's cheaper, and is it good enough? This is going to be something I'm going to be talking about because I've been watching a lot of videos. Of course, I don't have the Valve Index just yet, but I have heard a lot of information and reviews, which I can give my really in-depth thoughts because I have in-depthly checked out the Valve Index because we're spending our money on these headsets and we need to know if they're worth the price. And with this, from what I've heard, the Rift S is the best bang for your buck. But we're going to find that out, of course, once I get into it. But let's take off this. It's kind of like the Oculus Quest has the games in the back that you don't own, but you can buy, of course. Whatever. Getting into the box, which the headset is falling out of. Oh gosh, okay. That probably wasn't a good idea. But hey, here it is. This is a really cool headset for the fact that it has this halo design around it, which I really like with the PlayStation VR headset. That's why I really wanted to get the Rift S, was because I really enjoyed that type of headset design. And that's also comparable with the Valve Index. The Valve Index is really comfortable from what I've heard. Has great design in terms of the facial cover in the back. It's really good. It's kind of comparable to the deluxe audio strap. It's almost kind of like that, but it's a little bit more refined and stuff like that. But this is probably one of the best. It's going to depend on your head, but this is probably one of the best comfort-wise headsets from what I've heard. So I'm excited to try that out, and I bet it is. I like the halo design. What can I say? Of course, you got the controllers that have flew out when I opened the box. But I already have these controllers with the Oculus Quest, so I already know that these controllers are awesome. These are great. Do not underestimate these controllers. Even though the Valve Index has great controllers, the problems with the Valve Index is that the analog stick is kind of cheap on there. Some people I've heard said it feels like the PS Vita analog stick, which is how cheap it does. And with these analog sticks, they feel like Xbox One controllers. And they are weirdly placed on the controller. Of course, it's going to depend on your hands maybe, but for the Valve Index, they're kind of weirdly placed. They still have the touchpad in the middle, and then they have an analog stick, so which one do you use? Why do they have both? It's a little weird. Of course, the best thing about the headset for the Valve Index is that it has finger tracking, and this kind of does. You guys might not know, but if you just, if you use this, you can grab, but there's like a hovering thing, kind of just like the Valve Index. You just touch it a little bit, it's going to interact in game. If you just touch the buttons just a little bit, you're going to see it in the game. If you just touch it here or here, you can see your thumb go down. So I guess you can say it's like a cheaper version of finger tracking, but I like it a lot. And just how comfortable the controllers are, I'm fine with dealing with it. So, of course, getting into here, you got the batteries. The battery situation, I like batteries. I think batteries are cool. I know it sucks getting batteries going to the store, but it's so awesome if you are playing in a match, you forget to charge the controller, and you have to wait 5 or 6 hours for it to charge. I knew that with the Vive Wands, which was really annoying, and you could get rechargeable batteries at like a store or on Amazon, which I think I'm going to be doing. You got a DisplayPort adapter to, I think it's like a mini DisplayPort adapter, or mini display port. I think this is great for laptops, and this headset is great for laptops because of just how the cables are. It's really easy. Obviously, you can just pack it in a case. They have their own official case And if you're traveling or you just want to move the headset around, kind of like the Oculus Quest, then you could do that. And so this is going to be really useful for those guys. But make sure you have some sort of display port, because I know people on Amazon, they were complaining that they got their headset and they didn't have a display port and it wasn't working for them. I think you might also need a USB 3 port on your PC. So make sure you check out this information, guys, because a lot of the bad reviews on Amazon are because people are not looking to what the headset requires. And you really need to. And maybe that's their fault, Oculus, because I mean they're making the headset cheaper, so maybe people think they can play it on even just a 2007 laptop or something. I don't know what it is, but make sure you check it out. Make sure your PC is compatible. You need, I think, at least like a GTX 1060 is recommended. So if you have that, I mean, I think you should be fine with whatever graphics card you have if you've been up to date in the recent years. So you should be fine with that. But now we have it unboxed. We're going to take apart this little stuff, plug it in, of course, and I'm going to go through the software, install it, and then we're going to get into a few games. I want to give my first impressions, see exactly how this headset compares with like the HTC Vive, the Oculus Quest, because those are the only headsets that I've ever used in my entire life. So once we get that down, I'll make my review video, which will be a follow-up to this video, and we'll know for sure, but I'll give my first impressions and go over what I think compared to all the videos that I've watched, and comparing the Valve Index to the Rift S. I've watched so many videos, probably like you guys, like I said in the beginning, because we're spending money on these headsets, and we need to know which ones are the right ones to get, because there's so many coming out. You got the HP Reaver, Valve Index, Rift S, you got the Vive Cosmos. There's so much going on right now, and that's great, but it can make it really difficult for people to know where to put their money in. And we're going to figure that out, hopefully in the first impressions, and if not, then in the official review, if I need to do that, which I might. So, yeah, guys, let's get into it.
All right, guys, we are trying out the Oculus Rift S, and I thought it'd be cool to try out Rec Room. Now, I did play a few games last night when I recorded the first half of this video. I really had trouble setting it up, and there was issues all around that I needed to figure out how to get the game working with Steam, and basically all that stuff. And because it took so long, I wasn't able to finish the video. But I'm going to finish it today, of course, and give you guys overall my impressions of the games that I played. And I'm going to go in them and explain it real quick, just to give you guys my first impressions. But I want to talk about the setup, and then I want to talk about the comfort, and then the games, which I have a lot of good things to say about that, guys. All right, so coming on to comfort, I like it. I think it was kind of hard to get used to. There was issues when I tried the PlayStation VR. When I first tried that, there was issues. But honestly, now I'm able to get a good grip on it and see how comfortable it is. And it's pretty comfortable. I like the foaming. I like the head strap design. I like it all. Like people said in a bunch of other videos, the audio isn't exactly that perfect. I wish it was higher. I wish there was more of a bass to it. Your best bet is to use headphones, but I guess it's good enough for average play, but it's nothing to write home about, because it's honestly, it could be better, and it should be, because the original Rift has amazing headphones, and now we go to this, which is kind of a shame. But moving on from that to the software setup, the software setup was actually kind of easy at first. You set it up, it downloads like 14 gigabytes of storage, and then once it's done doing that, then you're kind of basically in. You go through the setup process, you do the little tutorial thing, you do like the first contact, and you're into Experience VR, which is really cool. But the problem really lied when I went to go and start Steam. That was an issue that I had to go into the settings of the actual software and find out for myself what exactly to do about that, because you needed to turn on the thing. If you experience other apps, do you want to allow that, because it might not be as comfortable because of our software. It's kind of like a thing that you would have. Like from other software on the computer that doesn't want to allow another software, because it's like Internet Explorer. Like, hey, don't use Google Chrome because ours is much faster and secure. So You shouldn't really download this software, but you can, but you shouldn't. And that's kind of what Oculus is advertising when you go into the settings. It's kind of annoying, but overall, I got it working. There was a few glitches while playing where I would be in Rec Room and then my screen would just go black on all the other corners, like my field of view. Everything would be black. I would just see this view, and if I turn around, it'd be black, of course. And then this would just be like 10 frames per second, and it would just keep going like that. Like it would crash, kind of, but everything would still be going on in front of me. So, like if I was playing dodgeball, I was getting destroyed because I was just sitting there. I was a sitting duck, and it sucked. But yeah, those were the issues. But getting into the games now, which we are in Rec Room. I was first so amazed. What is he doing?
Now that's an epic victory royale.
Oh my gosh. I gotta get out of here. Run! What are you doing?
Was macht ihr da?
Okay. Alright guys. Now getting into a first-person shooter game, it's even clearer. I mean, I can't get over the resolution. I mean, not only do I like the controller so much, it's so smooth, the tracking is pretty alright. Not only do we have that, but now we have clarity, which I am so happy about. I mean, this headset is such a great deal for the money. I mean, what you're paying $400, which is less than the original Rift and the original HTC Vive, and you're getting a better experience. You don't have to set up stupid lighthouses. You got, room tracking. When the Oculus Rift really didn't have that, you had to get a bunch of sensors for it to have it. But now the sensors are already on the system itself, and you don't have to worry about that. Now you can just hop in and have great experiences in VR. I'm telling you, clarity is the most important thing when you jump into VR, because you might not have a great field of view, which this headset has an average field of view, probably not as good as the Valve Index, but clarity is the most important thing, because you can have a small field of view, but if that the screen itself and that field of view is super clear, that's going to feel realistic. It's going to feel like you're there because you can see everything like you would in real life. So you can just pretend you're wearing goggles, like you're in the military right now and you're wearing goggles. So that's kind of like the immersion part of it. But clarity is so important, and I'm so happy that we finally have clarity. And it's honestly a treat to go and play these games in such clarity. It is honestly so great to play these games in such clarity. I cannot emphasize how great it is to have this level of clearness like you would in real life. This is the best part about this headset, is the resolution. I'm liking this headset. Overall, my first impressions, guys, this headset is worth the money. If you're thinking about getting it, I would say go ahead and pull the trigger on it. Of course, I don't know exactly everything yet, because I haven't had too much playtime with it to go through billions of issues I could have in the future. But like I said, the setup process is supposed to be easy. It wasn't so easy for me. Hopefully, your experience is better. But it's kind of just how it is with being on PC. You always have some sort of issue. All right, guys. Hope you did go on to enjoy the video. If you guys did, go down, leave a like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.